Right, where do you want to go?
How did you find the bus driver then?
Just press down on the
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Good manners.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get XP as well.
Yes.
A thank you goes a long way.
Trust me.
Right, we are on our third gaming interview. I haven't given this series a name yet. Today we have Daniel Bowen Smith, aka JB, aka Junior. For the purposes of this interview, because I've always known you as JB, I'm just going to call you JB. Otherwise,
cool,
I think, well, I'm definitely going to get confused. So yeah, JB, thanks for joining us. Who are you? What do you do? And why are you here?
So, I'm JB, as you said, Daniel Bowen. I've been known as tons of different names for different reasons. But I'm a Director of Sports4Kids. We do sports and mentoring for young people aged 5 to 17, 18. Which we go into schools, different youth centres, different youth organisations, and just deliver sports to young people. We do behaviour mentoring as well, so working on confidence, self-esteem, and different things really. Along the way, we've picked up a few things. With the Salvation Army, they've been a big help to us because we started with them, if I'm honest, and then it's just grown in relationships since then. So it's one of the reasons why I'm here, man.
That's cool, man. Because you knew Andy, didn't you? Well, I knew Andy, but I mean, was you part of the Salvation Army before Sports4Kids? Because I mean, I think when I started with the Salvation Army, you were already like running sports sessions, and that's how we kind of met. But like, how did all that come about with the Salvation Army? Because you were there like prior to when I was there.
Yeah, so it's funny. I had no intentions of like doing like this full time, like Youthwork full time. Like my intentions was to just do football. That was it. Like fresh out of college with Birmingham City Football Club, started doing football sessions with their Kicks program. And then I don't even know how Andy got whiffed that I was doing sports, but he said, JB, I want you to come over and do some football. And I was like, okay, I've known Andy for years through church and whatnot. We've had a great relationship anyway. And then we just started talking about what he wanted to do on a project, and then we kind of fell into it, to be quite honest. And it's been going ever since. Back then I wasn't called Sports4Kids. When we first started, I didn't actually have a name for whatever. I didn't even want to start a business. I just wanted to do football, so wherever football was is where I was going. And then I had a guy who was going back and forth into some youth centres with doing football. His name's Mena. He's passed away. He's passed away now, but he was the first person who I started the program with, or started the business with, called Icon Youth Project. And then we started that. And then over time, it kind of dwindled to me just doing Icon Youth Project. And then I thought, condense what we was doing, because at the time it was doing loads of stuff. Everything I wanted to do as a kid, I thought just put it into the business and just do that. But then I thought, because it's just me doing it, let me kind of condense it and just manage what I can and what I love to do. So that's when it just became the football, it became just some of the sports and mentoring. And that's where Sports4Kids came into it.
Oh, no way. Because with Sports4Kids, it's kind of like a family-run business. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So me and my wife are both the directors. So we both do different things in the business. I run the sports. My wife kind of heads up the mentoring. And she's trained in safeguarding and does all the counselling and stuff. And then I, as I said, I do the sports and then do the mentoring as well. But we've got kids who kind of help us out time to time, running some of the Facebook games, doing the online store that we have as well. What else do I do? Just loads of stuff, to be fair. We kind of turned it into a brand rather than just the company itself.
That's what I wanted to get into, actually, because from what I've noticed with like Sports4Kids, you're different from other youth organisations because you're quite... Oh, someone's here.
Oh,
when he can build. Sorry, I'm used to...
not anymore.
Last interview, the guy was a level 1, so I had really easy people to fight. I just like made him squad... Well, he was squad leader, So it was just a quite an easy where are you?
Where is he?
Is he above me?
He's down here.
Is he above me?
Oh, he got me. He's got me.
No, stop building. Stop building.
I'm trying to come around to you so he can get around to you.
He's dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so someone's here. No.
Oh, nice, Gary.
Flipping heck. No. Right, we are on duos, so I assume that was the only one, hopefully. Yeah, so one of the things about Sports for Kids that I've noticed that's different from other youth organisations is that you have quite a, I would say, like a entrepreneurial kind of vibe. So, like, you have, here you go, have some of these. Do you need more help?
Nice. I don't even know what they are, but I'm having it anyway.
They're like food. You kind of have elements of business and entrepreneurship in your organisation, which I think is really cool, because I feel it's kind of missing in a lot of youth organisations, that element of like social enterprise.
Yeah.
And kind of almost being like self-sustaining, or working towards being self-sustaining. Because as like a youth worker who has to constantly write funding bids and applications, and you have to align yourself with funders' agendas and all that kind of stuff. Like, how have you found how that all kind of works into what you do in youth work and stuff, like the whole business entrepreneur kind of stuff? Does that make sense?
Yeah, to be quite honest, I'll say it's a struggle, only
crap.
Because
the storm.
I don't know. Oh, just getting stuck between buildings. Yeah, it's been a struggle in the beginning. The first year of me starting Sports for Kids was kind of it was a real struggle, just because it was new. I had no experience, no backing, no nothing. No one really knew who I was, apart from the companies who I'd built a relationship with. So like Salvation Army and one of the schools that we have. Apart from them two who we built relationship with. Oh, I'm caught in a storm.
You can do it. We're nearly there. Is
this that storm where you can it's not the swimming one that took it out? That is terrible. Yeah, it was, in the beginning it was really difficult. But over time, as I started building my relationships with different schools, and schools started to understand who we were as a company, it started to get easier. I admit I did go for funding in the beginning, but when you don't know how to do like the funding bids and stuff, it's kind of a tricky road. It's a skill set in itself,
isn't it? It's
definitely.
You can see why people hire people to write them. Yeah.
So I said to myself, if it's gonna work, like, I'm good enough to do what I'm doing. Yeah. And if it's gonna work, people are gonna buy into me and what I'm doing. It's kind of so I thought, let me just take the chance and see how I get on with that. And luckily it's paid off, to be quite honest, and I've just kind of been riding the boat and been really just putting the grind into where I want the company to be. It's not fully where I'm happy with it, but at the minute I'm kind of like, this is the starting point of something that I can grow into something really good. And along the way, people has just been helping out and supporting, and really been giving them their support along the way, to be quite honest.
That's cool. Because what I've seen recently that Sports for Kids has opened like a holiday home project kind of thing.
Yeah, man. That was a really good one. I'll tell you why. My wife kind of had the idea to build that. We was on holiday for our anniversary, and she was like, well, where we was, because I've never been camping or anything like that. But when we went on our honeymoon, our anniversary with the kids, take the kids this time, and have a family holiday of it, we kind of enjoyed the experience. So what we decided to do was research it, see what it's about, see if it's something that Sports for Kids would be looking into, and then we just went for it, man. We thought it'd be good for other families to kind of enjoy the experience that don't really get to go abroad with their kids or anywhere like that. So in Skegness, we've got a holiday home where families can go and enjoy themselves, man. There's a beach 5 minutes away, and they can just have fun. So that's one of the reasons why we've got it.
That's really good, man. Oh, we got 2 people up here. I don't think they've noticed us.
There's 3.
Oh, my shots are really bad.
No idea where we are either.
Oh, he's spotted. Come on, man. Drop.
One's down.
And my bullets are going through him.
I'm gonna go around the other side, see if I can get him. Oh, he's building,
he's at the top. There's a guy at the top. Oh.
He's dropped down. Don't know where he's gone to.
Oh, the storm's right behind us, I just realised.
Let's go.
Got him. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I got a med pack, please.
Have you got one?
I got 15 health, but I've got 2 med packs.
Oh!
I swapped my shotgun for a med pack really quick. Oh, stay back.
I'm just in front. Oh no, there's a bridge. I need to get over the bridge.
Come on, man.
Just make sure you get over the bridge. Oh, one that's treasure chest is. Oh man, I've got to pass it.
Oh, come on, get the treasure chest. Oh, get the shield.
Run! Get the shield, go!
I need the shield.
Made it now. We've made it. We made it.
Right, let's hide
Inside
somewhere
the storm,
in case people try and pop at us while we're trying to recover. Oh,
someone's there. They're coming down now.
I see him. Thanks for giving away your position, bro. No, reload! No, I didn't reload. Got him. You're dead out here. A lot of editing goes into these videos. Yeah, so you were a semi-professional footballer. So how did that come about?
You know what? That all started with me having a good journey, wanting to play with Birmingham City. I was actually in like it was like an education program.
Yeah.
But I think messages got crossed with. Is there 2 people here or just the one?
Oh, he's here.
There he is.
Oh my gosh, my bullets just aren't hitting. Oh, his friend's at the top.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm getting hit one more time, I'm down. I knew it, I'm down.
Oh, where's his friend?
He's behind the wall.
Ah, yes.
Oh, nice.
You're dead out here. Let me pick up this gold assault. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
he just got sniped. Flipping it. Nah, you.
That was crazy. We didn't see that coming at all.
Flipping heck, I need to munch on this apple. It's like they were waiting for you and you just got...
I know.
Popped.
I was looking on, seeing what was going on.
I tell you what, there's only 2 left. There's just me and these other 2.
Are you joking?
I need to be I'm gonna go flipping Solid Snake Metal Gear on these guys.
Oh, this is exciting times, I'll be honest.
Oh, I just gave away my position. Right, shoot and move. Shoot and move.
So yeah, that was my plan when I left school. That was my whole plan, to just be a semi-professional footballer first. But when before I got to Birmingham City, I had a really bad injury. I actually pulled my groin, but I thought it was my groin, but I think it was the top of my thigh.
Yeah.
Which never really fully recovered. And when I went to do the educational program with Birmingham City, one of the coaches it was the director at the time actually. He says, I'll never make it as a professional footballer. And I was like, man, I was kind of gutted, if I'm honest. I was like, if let me think of a plan B of what to do. So that's when I picked football coaching as a backup. Which I'm still in the realms of football. But I still get to do what I love and what I really enjoy. But just getting to help other people get to where they want to be. And what I then did was, I said, you know what, I can still play semi-pro. I just found a couple of clubs that I could play for, and I just did that, to be quite honest. So, yeah, Youthwork was never really my first choice. It was always going to be football. So whether football coaching, whether football managing, whether anything like that, I said football is going to be what I want to do. But it just so happened that football and working with youth kind of came hand in hand. So that's sort of the position that I kind of took up. Nah, man, get the focus, man.
I'm trying to hide in a tree.
You're the last 3.
I'm literally just outside. And,
I did see.
Oh, he's seen me. They spotted me.
There he is. There. Anyway, can you see him?
Yeah. I see
He's standing. He's just standing there.
But there's 2 of them. I think one is trying to bait me out, and the other one's to find out where I am, so I take a pop, so he can then shoot me.
The other one's at the top. top. You see him at the top?
Oh, is he right at the top? Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah,
one's
the other one's right at the top. Yeah, the other one's there.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Oh, flipping heck. Oh, no, it's shrunk again.
Oh, you got 14 seconds.
Oh, I see him.
Stunning.
No, I'm on the thing. No! Oh, I can't get up. No, I can't get up. Oh, my life. This is tense, man. No! Yes!
Oh, you did it! No way!
One more! You're dead out here, man. You're dead out here. Right, what have you got for me? I need that shield.
You got 35 seconds.
No, I picked up the wrong flipping gun. Flipping heck. Where are you, man?
Mate, if you do this,
this is gonna be my crowning achievement for life. Oh, flipping heck, man. Go home.
just break it. I'd break it at the bottom, I would.
Where are you,
break
man?
Your shield down.
I think he's in the storm. So I'm
he's at the top. He's still at the top of that block. That tower that he's just made. He's still at the top of it.
He's coming down now. Where are you, bro? Oh, I'm bricking it, man. Where are you? I see ya.
There he is.
I haven't got a flipping. No, you're grappling hook, man. Oh, no.
You've got him now.
I've got to reload. Oh my gosh. This is like a samurai duel. No! Stop it! Where have you gone? Where's he gone?
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yes! What? Are you mad?
Yes!
Oh,
that's hard. I like that.
Flipping it.
I did like that.
That was stress, man. I'm trying to ease up on my anxiety, and that just didn't help. Yeah, so sorry, where were we? So you were semi-pro and you got an injury. How did that kind of make you feel, like being told that you couldn't? Because if that's something you've always wanted to do, and then suddenly being told you can't do it, like how did that make you feel, and how did you kind of deal with that on like a personal level? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a big punch in the face, if I'm honest. I mean, ask any young person, especially if they've got a desire and a passion to do something. If you tell them that they then can't do it, it's like their whole life has just been ripped apart, and they're having to fix it back together with whatever they have. But that's exactly what it was. Because all I wanted to do from the age of 13, when I knew I could play football, was play football. But at the time, I think what we do is as kids, we don't realise the different avenues we can actually go into. We just think if it's not the top tier, then it's not doing it. It's like with music as well. If you don't think you can get the top tier and be the next AJ Tracy or the next Stormzy, you believe that it's not worth it. Do you know what I mean? But that's where the whole understanding of your graft, your grind of what you want to do comes into it, knowing that there is different avenues, and it's only a fair few that actually get to that point. But
absolutely.
you know, if you're still dedicated to it, you'll understand that it doesn't matter where you are on it, as long as you're doing the music or doing the football or doing whatever you enjoy, you're actually doing the things you was made to do, the gift you was given to do. So just keep going for it. And I think that was my mentality.
I think that's a great point, because I've definitely had that mentality, and I think it's kind of prevalent in our culture that success means to be seen, and kind of success means you need all these people following you and all that kind of stuff, whereas actually you can have a fulfilling life and do what you love doing with only like a handful of Instagram followers. Do you know what I mean? Like there's this kind of idea that unless I'm like making music, producing, performing at massive shows, producing for the biggest artists, then I can't be a producer, or I can't be an artist, or I can't do this. When actually a lot of people make a really good living doing what they love. just finding their niche.
Exactly.
But there's always that pull with like, well, if you haven't like made a visible legacy, like loads of people are following you and know who you are, then you've kind of wasted your life. Like, where do you think that kind of mentality in our culture has come from? Do you know what I mean?
I think that's kind of come from generation, you know. I don't think the older generation was taught like to think different or think outside the box. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it was ever told there's different ways of getting what you want. You don't have to just go for the top tier. And I think it's come from a little bit of some of us watching the wrong things as well. Especially when it's social media. Social media doesn't give you the biggest outlook on what you can actually do with your life. It just says, "Oh, look at me. This is what I have." I know Instagram tried to block people from seeing how many likes and how many followers people have, but I don't think that kind of took off. I think it kind of just made things a little bit worse, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, it kind of messed with their algorithms, didn't it? On seeing who likes what and who's engaging most, because it kind of messed with their business model.
So it didn't really work. But I think those are the things that have a really big impact on a lot of young people and a lot of ways of how they think and about themselves. Right? It's a really big. It's a struggle anyway. It's a really big struggle.
Yeah. Because I think for me, like, social media is a tool for like in terms of like business and that kind of thing. But I feel like society has kind of made social media the actual thing. Like you can like even social media and success doesn't go hand in hand. So like you can see people with like thousands of followers, they get hundreds and hundreds of likes, but they're still kind of not getting any money. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Whereas there are people who are successful in terms of money and they've got like a handful of followers and get like maybe 10 likes a post. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, social media is like a tool for business. But I feel like too many businesses and artists and even like charities and organizations have made it the thing. Here you go.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So after your like injury and stuff, I mean, I can't imagine how difficult was it. Like a process of discovering, I guess, who you are, what you're here for. Like, if I can't do this, then what do I do? Do you know what I mean? How was that journey for you?
Well, luckily I had a few people around me who I could speak to. One of the biggest people that I had around me was Cyril Regis. He was one of the biggest influences for me to kind of do what I love to do, and that was football. And him and another guy called Trevor Brown, they kind of encouraged me to kind of keep going, even though I have the injury. Yeah. They said, you know what, we know you got the injury and stuff, but you know, keep strengthening your injury because it can get better. And keep playing. The only thing I realized I had to do was adapt my game to what I was doing, because I was a striker. Being a striker, people know you got to try and score the goals and everything else, but it kind of fell into, I've just got to adapt the way I play and make sure that what I'm doing is all right for me, that I don't make the injury worse. So but taking the news first was hard, and then rediscovering who I was and what I wanted to do. That was a whole different journey. It was a process that I wasn't ready for. No one prepares you for that. So it's a good job that you've got, and it's important to have people around you to kind of support you and kind of put you on the right path to where you need to be again.
Yeah, and I think that's the importance of like mentors, I feel. And because I know, like, I get it when I talk to like people about, you know, job as a youth worker, working with young people, I just think, you just play games all the time. And it's kind of like, well, kind of true. And I say that while we're actually playing a game. But there's, Like, I guess tools like these video games, sports, all that kind of stuff are great tools to, like, as a platform to mentor and build up confidence and stuff like that. Yeah, so would you say, like, mentors were a massive part of you journeying through that?
Yeah, absolutely. Me having those people around me I was able to, as I said, change my whole thinking and the way I was seeing things. It was helping me see a different picture. Like, you know, when you're young and all you want to see is that one way of thinking. I was able to see something else from someone else's point of view, and it especially helped with someone who was already in the field and, well, who's played pro football and who's played semi-pro football.
Right.
So it was good to see both sides of it, and speak about the injuries that they've had, which is very weird to speak about someone else's injuries, but speak about the injuries that they've had, the way they've had to go through it, some of the operations they've had as well, and still having to bounce back and perform the way they performed.
Yeah.
Which really did encourage me to do it. The storm's coming. Oh, we're right there anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I've found an underground cavern.
Yeah, I'm just looking at you now, thinking, how did you find that?
I just smashed the floorboard and I fell through it. Mad.
But yeah, that was a real challenge.
Yeah.
Really big challenge.
One thing I also wanted to talk about, because you're like, you run your own business, you run your own youth organisation, and you've been, but that's like football and business and stuff. That's not all you do. Because, oh no, Marauders run! They're so annoying. I hate them so much. I've got that flipping soundtrack.
Yeah, I can hear it now.
So annoying, oh, man. But yeah, because you also sing, and you don't only just sing.
They're following us.
Yeah, just run away. You don't only just sing. Like, you sing. You've sung for a group called the Drifters.
Yeah, man.
If you don't know who the Drifters are, then I don't really know what to tell you. But you are part of the actual Drifter group, like the official Drifters.
Yeah, I was a drifter, an official drifter.
Yeah, tell us.
It sounds weird to say, you saying it.
I know, like you were a drifter.
Yeah,
like, that's quite an achievement in life to have.
Yeah, it was mad.
Yeah, because when I tell my dad like, oh yeah, I actually work with a drifter, and he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I work with a drifter.
But you know what's funny about it? Before I became a drifter, I used to work with a guy named Dennis.
Right.
He was, I can't remember the group now. He was famous anyway, but when I met him, the group had already gone and stuff, and he wasn't famous anymore. But so to me, he was just Dennis, but to everyone else, he was part of this famous group, and I was like, oh, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward to me being in the Drifters. I had no clue who the Drifters were before I joined them. Like,
really?
I knew some of the songs. I had no clue.
Yeah.
I knew some of the songs.
Yeah.
Just off passing memories and stuff like that, but I didn't know actually what I was getting myself in for. But there was a whole process of me being a drifter. Like, you have to. I was an understudy first. So an understudy, for people who don't know what it is basically you're watching what the other guys are doing. Right. And then if someone is sick or they're not in it anymore or glitching, the whole training is for you to fill in and fill the boots, fill the void, basically. So that's what I was doing for about a year, 6 months to a year, and now and again I was going in and people was recognising my face and whatnot. But when I got my shot, it was the weirdest experience ever. Like, I was actually this famous person, as they say, singing full-time. I was literally full-time, but I was still doing the youth work and the mentoring at the same time as well. I was working in a school, doing it as well. So it wasn't a big, like, oh, I'm this famous huge guy. It was just it's just something I do. And the reason I've had the attitude is because I've had it from school. Anything that I'm doing now, I've said this is what I wanted to do. It's not work. It's something I love doing. So I don't see as a chore or as work. I see it as a hobby. So I just enjoy singing. I've been in several groups. I've been in Drifters before.
That's quite mad when you say, "Oh yeah, Drifters, just a hobby."
Because to me, the Drifters was just because I didn't know what it was.
I
tell you where it changed for me. It changed for me when they asked me to do my first solo interview for the Drifters, and when I went onto the interview, I think it was a telephone interview.
Yeah,
the people already researched who I was, and I was like, "Whoa, this is now getting crazy." Because they know who I am. Like I was just this guy from Birmingham, like no one really knew who I was, and now they've researched this about me and everything else. I thought it's getting mad now. But I didn't want it to get to my head because I knew at some point I weren't actually going to be in a group anymore. I knew I had it in my head. 2 years is all I really wanted to do. Because I just wanted the experience of knowing what it was like at that point or at the top. And I did it. I did 2.5, almost 3 years. So it was a good experience.
Because I can imagine being a part of a group on that level, like touring must have been mad, especially with like running sports for kids and your own organisation doing youth work mentoring. Like, how did you cope with life? Because you have like a family as well. So how did you survive?
Well, the true story is I didn't actually accept the offer in the beginning.
Right.
And the reason I didn't is because when the guy asked me, he was the MD at the time. When he asked me, my daughter Talia, she was going to be born on the first day of the tour.
Right.
So I was like, nah, I can't do that. I spoke to my wife and I said, I can't join. And then I think it was something like 6 months later, he approached me again and says, look, we're really looking for someone. Do you want to do it? And then I sat with my wife and she was like, you know what? She said it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And from when I got the get go from that, I says, all right, cool. I'm going to try it out. But managing with sports for kids and touring was hard. Like I had some really understanding clients at the time who said, you know what, we understand how big they knew how big the Drifters were before I even knew who the Drifters were. So their idea of it was like, yep. Was your parachute jump out?
No, just jump in the water. Oh yes, fun. Sorry, carry on.
But yeah, they understood what it was like. They understood who the Drifters were. So I said, you know what, okay, cool. So they kind of worked around me and my schedule of the Drifters. I mean, we had, I think in 1 year it was 80 shows we had.
Right.
And that was in someone's parachuting over us.
Oh, what's that? Is that a
rocket?
rocket?
Oh, it's a rocket. Yeah. At one point we had. You hiding in the bush?
Is it hiding in the bush? I
thought you was hiding in the bush.
Oh no.
At one point we had 80 shows in 1 year, and that was mad. And then the next tour, I think the next year the shows doubled.
Right.
Only because we had like what was called the Legends Tour. So it was the Drifters, it was Dion Warwick, it was Roberta Flack.
Sorry, Dan. I realise I've walled us in. Let's build and get to the top. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. So I was just saying we had all these legends who were big legends from America. Dion Warwick, Roberta Flack. There was loads of big legends that was on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that was really good. It was hard, but it was good at the same time. Sometimes I'm taking work on the road, and whilst we're travelling, I'm actually doing work at the same time.
Behind! I'm down.
Oh no! No!
Kill him! Unlucky. Unlucky. Right, let's go again. Carry on. Carry on.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was hard at times. It was a long time away from the family, so I was missing the family quite a lot. Man, I was kind of glad just to have the 2 years experience. To be quite honest, it helped me on the journey to where I am today. So
yeah, because you're now in a new group, newish group, called Classic Soul. Do you want to tell us how that came about?
Yeah, so that kind of stemmed from some of the other guys not being in the Drifters anymore. We started off with the four of us who kind of left the Drifters on different reasons and different times. And we said, you know, we still want to sing, we still want to give back to people, because people were asking, oh, where are you? How come you've left? What are you doing now? I want to come see what you're doing. And we kind of thought, you know what, let's just get a group together, ask the fans what they want our name to be. So the name Classic Soul kind of came from the fans, to be fair. To be fair, if I'm honest, I still don't know why they chose that name. But yeah, we came from them. And we kind of ran with it. So we had a few dates back in 2017 that we were just running with, and then we kind of just took off from there, to be fair. But we still do that group, but not as often. So I'm in another group called Magic of Soul as well, and that one we kind of go on to cruises, and we kind of tour on different cruises around. And because of COVID, we haven't really gone out and done anything at the minute. But yeah, man, all of us are ex-drifters or ex-singers in different groups, and we've just come together and we're just doing what we love, to be fair.
What would you say, like, to young people who might want to start their own group, like musically, or even their own solo kind of thing? Like, would you give any advice to them on what they could do?
Well, first of all, I'll tell them to do it. If they're doubting themselves, I'll tell them to do it. And if they're good enough, you're always going to have people around you that's going to pick up your skill and bring you in. Second, I'd say make sure you've got the right people around you. The term crabs in a bucket kind of comes into mind. So if you've got people who you're always telling your story to, or what you're going to do, they're going to just say, nah, you can't do that, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, there's no point in you trying to do it. Don't fully tell people your idea until you've actually established what you actually want to do. And then when you've established what you want to do, make sure it's the right people around you who you're speaking to. Because that's what I'm finding before. That's the important part. That is, like, people around you are important. And they will help you to get to where you need to be, especially when you've got your confidence in it as well. It's important to do that.
Yeah, that's really good. Another thing because you don't just play football, you don't just sing, but you also had a bit of a dance kind of thing, because like I said, you used to be part of like you were part of like a dance group.
Hey, listen, shout out to Holy Bounce. That was our name, Holy Bounce. Before Holy Bounce, though, that whole journey to dancing was crazy. My sister, back at church, you do the stuff you love with everyone else. Like it was singing, it was being involved with the youth. And that was a whole journey, man. Like, so just thinking about it now, I'm laughing my head off, because I was like, I think I was the youngest member in the first dance group. The first dance group was called Born Again Dancers, BAD. And that one, back then, Kurt Franklin was the hottest person out. Still is, but back then he was the hottest person out, and we were just dancing to all his tracks. I was told I couldn't join because I was too young, and then when I think it was 14 or something like that, I joined the group. No, I was 12.
Oh wow!
And I joined the group, and I started dancing with them, and then from that, Born Again Dance, Holy Bounce came. And then we was just dancing, man. We just enjoyed dancing. We just loved it. So I mean, I don't dance anymore. I mean, if I tried it, probably one of my muscles would give away. It's just it's a different level of fitness, man. But I enjoyed that whole thing, man. Enjoyed it all.
Yeah, because you're quite a talented person all round. Like, it's just like if you say, oh, have you ever done this? I'm like, yeah, I had a career in that.
You know what it is? I didn't see the point in me doing anything I wasn't gonna do as a career, or as I don't know. It's weird, because to me, I've always loved like dancing. I've always loved singing. I've always loved like playing football, and I thought, what's the point in me trying to do something different? Like, it's not knocking anyone with an office job who love it and everything else. I'm basically saying, if you love it, it's not going to feel like work. It's going to feel like it's going to feel like doing something you love. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I don't see no point in me changing what I want to do, man. I see me just doing it, but just homing my skill. Just
definitely
improving on it, just making sure that I get the right people around me that understand what I want to do and put me in the right direction, really.
Yeah.
So fortunately, I've been able to do that.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a cultural sense in our culture where like if you do one thing in life, don't really do anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if you're a singer, you just sing. If you a businessman, you just do business. If you do sports, you just do sports. And I think that can be quite detrimental in experiencing life itself.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, if you're only on Earth to do just one thing, that's kind of boring. Do you know? Not boring, because I think if you just want to do one thing, that's awesome. But like, it shouldn't be. It's almost seen like if you've got your fingers in too many pies, as it were. You're leaving it to the detriment of everything else. When actually, no, you can actually enjoy and be successful in multiple things, even though success may not be like the goal. Just doing it just to have fun is, for personal happiness is its own kind of goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even if we go back to the sports, I know football was the thing that I enjoyed, but overall, sports was something that I just loved to do. So at school, I was always doing like athletics or football, or you know what I mean, or cricket, or something not just to pass the time, but something that was enjoyable. And when you had people around you that was doing the same thing, it just made sense. Do you know what I mean? So I'd stay and play football and sports for hours and hours. So man, it's important not to just box yourself in. Especially in this day and age, if you've got skills, not just a skill, but if you've got skills, it's important to explore them. Explore everything you have, because it will help you. You never know which one's going to kick off at what point. So it's best to just, you know what I mean? Like, look at me. Like, I didn't think the Drifters I'd ever be part of that sort of a group, but that came after I was doing football.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
It's important just to keep going.
Yeah, and it's mad because although I've got a lot of qualms with today's government, however, but I can't knock the fact that in today's world, it's been the easiest it's ever been to capitalize on what you love to do. So, like, for example, like there are people who are getting nearly hundreds of thousands of pounds per year for like talking about comic books on a YouTube channel. Do you know what I mean?
Man.
Like, and they love doing it, and it's and even stuff like, you know, you're seeing like 15, 16, 17-year-olds getting mad money making beats and selling them online, and like it's just crazy how that's kind of changed. And I think with young people today, there are so many issues that affect young people today, but if you're good at something, like, it's never kind of been easier to capitalize on that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But it does take a lot of hard work and graft. But if it means doing what you love doing, then
just that's all you gotta do. You just gotta stick to what you love doing.
Yeah.
There's no point in it might sound like it's nothing to some people, but even when you're at college or choosing your GCSEs that you're gonna do in your year 9, you gotta choose your GCSEs, or you're in college and you gotta choose what course you want to do. That's important. Do you know what I mean? Because the lot of kids that I speak to, especially doing mentoring now, when they're in year 9 and they've chosen stuff, they're like, I don't want to change it. I'm like, well, why did you pick it in the beginning? Or they get to college and like, I only chose it because of my friends. I'm like, well, what career did you really want to do? Like, it's important for them to understand that what they want to do before they even get there.
But that's not to say, because I think for me, and I hear what you're saying, but for me, like, I've changed what I've wanted to do, like, and I still kind of change what I want to do still. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, like, when I was, because I did really poorly on my GCSEs, like, really poorly, but I didn't really put in any effort, because I was just like, I'm going to be a rapper, so I don't need school. But, here's I'll get to the top of the mountain, I'll give you a shield, because otherwise it's going to fall down. But I regret that, because I'm like, there are things that I want to do now, but I need to have those GCSEs that I kind of fobbed off when I was 16. Do you know what I mean? But even then, like, I had to work a lot harder and it took me more time, but I got a degree and stuff. Yeah, I am agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah, because even if you think like at 16, like, what's the point in GCSEs because I want to do this, that might change down the line when you're like 30. You might want to do something else that requires having those. So while you have them, while you can do them for free, do them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally agree with that. No, I say to some of the young people I work with all the time, is just do it now because you don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine who's an author, you know him as well, Ashley Hines.
Yeah.
When he tells his story, that's basically what he says as well. He come from like having no GCSEs to having to redo his GCSEs to then going to university and having a degree in teaching. Do you know what I mean? In sports teaching, he shows his whole journey, but he also does say it's important for you to kind of do it whilst you got the chance.
Absolutely.
Whilst you're still young, whilst you still have the time to do it.
Absolutely.
Just get it out of the way. Do you know what I mean? Focus on it.
Definitely. And I mean,
there's a helicopter incoming.
Oh no. And and I guess, and that's not to say, because I still think there's like some serious issues with today's school system that needs to be addressed.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
and I hope, you know, and I think it needs to get better. But I think even though it's kind of difficult and hard and sometimes to the detriment of certain people, unfortunately, you've just got to grit your teeth and get through it. But while also advocating, like, things do need to change as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good, man. Sorry, I'm looking at my interview notes while trying to survive.
That's a skill in itself.
I know. People don't understand. See, you normal podcasters, like, you've got all your paper in front of you. You know what you're talking about. I'm trying to survive.
Yeah, man. Multitasking.
I'm trying to get that victory royale. When I did our first interview on Warzone, mate, I think I nearly died of stress.
To be fair, I was just playing that game before we came on here.
It's such a mad game.
I almost turned the PlayStation off, man.
I know. I think you've got to have some serious... I was going to say something else. Some serious bravery to play that game in solos. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. I've got a shotgun. I mean, not a shotgun. I've got a sniper.
Oh, yeah, take him out. Oh, they spotted us.
Yep. Where are they? There they are.
Oh, they're gonna... Yeah, blow them up.
Haha!
Yeah, fly away.
Someone's jumped out. They jumped out.
Yeah, they don't have parachutes either, do they?
No, but
they're trying to land.
Oh, I'm down.
What? You got shot? Oh, he's here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. No. What? How? I know what he did. He jumped on the zip line. That's mad skills.
Yeah, man.
Or we just
proper ninjas out here, you know.
Or maybe we just kind of alerted other teams to our presence.
Yeah, no, I seen him jump out. I actually seen him jump out. But anyone dressed like that, they're definitely killers.
Yeah, man. That's a straight shinobi demon mask. That is.
Terrible.
Oh my gosh. I guess the last kind of question and discussion I wanted to raise is like issues affecting young people today. I guess issues that are affecting young people that we particularly work with in our context, because we predominantly work with young people who are in a city, people of colour.
Yeah.
What do you think, what kind of issues have you seen in your work with young people and how it affects them and how you've kind of approached your way of doing like youth work and mentoring and stuff like that?
So it's again, I think it's a catch-22. What I've seen a lot of young people who have had hopes and dreams, who want to move to the next level, but the friends around them have kind of kept them in a bubble,
right?
Only because of what they see and what they know at the minute, or the area that they're in, they feel they can't get out of. So that's been one of the biggest struggles we've had.
Almost like that, if you come from a certain area, you're a product of that environment, and you might as well accept it.
Yeah, and it's hard to stomach that, is because a lot of young people, they don't explore or have the knowledge to know anything else. Well, that's wrong. They don't explore, but they do have the knowledge. They just choose not to. Not to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
why do you think that
that's
is?
what holds them back, man.
Because I think that one of my struggles is like, you know what you need to do, but there's that ingrained thing of, but that's not for me.
Yeah, I think it comes with a number of things. You know, a lot of them just don't want to. They want some want it handed to them. Some of them do want it handed to them. Others haven't taken the time to explore because whatever they've needed is right in front of them. Whether it's been given to them by parents, whether it's given to them by friends, it's around them. I had one young person who I spoke to. He's left school now. But when I was speaking to him about what he wanted to do before we left school, he didn't really have an idea. He just says he wants to just be in his area. So, and I was like, well, what's the area? The area in Birmingham, Smethwick area. That's where he says that's where everything is. He doesn't need to go anywhere else. He doesn't need to see anywhere else. Like everything he needs and wants and can get is in that area. And I was like, well, there's a whole world out there. Don't you want to just explore it? And he was like, nah, not really. But he boxed himself in because now he's suffering because I spoke to him the other day. Now he wants to see everything else. I'm like, well, that's something you should have really explored when you was young. I'm not saying it's too late now, but that whole understanding of wanting to explore now should really have come when you was a little bit younger, so you can see and know where you want to be, like when to the age you are now. But I also think it comes with the young person wanting to. If they don't want to, they're not going to. So if they don't, feel like it's not important to them. It's like if you know something's wrong, like if you're not feeling well, and someone says, all right, well, have this medicine, and you say, nah, I'm all right, it will pass, and it doesn't pass until if you're not ready to accept it, you're not gonna understand what you have. And
I think, like, where do you think that kind of mentality and mindset originates from? Because I think what brings to mind is a C.S. Lewis quote: "Being happy and content with playing with like your trucks in the mud when there's like some serious toys out there that you're missing. Like if you just focus on," and he was talking about Christianity, but I guess you could apply it here. Like, you get so focused and used to the toys you have. There's so many other toys out there that are better, but we're kind of like, nah, I'm good with just here. Like, where does that kind of mindset come from? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it comes from seeing. You know when they always say seeing is believing? I think it kind of comes from that, because you can see what's in front of you. You feel you're okay, like you're good.
It's safe.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like, it's a safe thing to have. You don't need to worry about anything else.
Yeah, like pursuing something that you can't see, there's a risk. In case that if I leave what I already have to chase what I don't see, then there's a risk that I don't get either. So being safe, it's like I said to a young person, I says, what would you rather? Would you rather like £100 now, or would you rather build it? And he's like, I'd rather £100 now because I can see it. It's something I can see. It's safe. I know what I can spend it on. But if I can't see it, then there's no point in me having it, because what am I going to do? You know what I mean? But when that money's gone, they're then looking for that next thing that they need. So I think it comes from like seeing and believing. I feel like I've been saying this for ages. Like, gaming whilst talking has the driver effect. Of like, you can just talk and go really deep, and you're just mindlessly doing something.
Man, I'm enjoying this.
But I feel like, I don't know if it's just frustrating for the viewer to be like completely immersed in like a really deep conversation and then hearing, oh no, blah, victory royale,
Oh man, you're gonna have to get feedback on that.
Do you know what I mean? But so far, like the young people who have watched it have really been into it, and they kind of like prefer the gameplay. They're like,
oh, okay.
Deep. Do you know what I mean?
To focus on it,
but I don't know if like Yeah, maybe our older viewers can comment and say if they're finding these really beneficial or absolutely useless and frustrating to us.
Yeah, they've got to let you know. They've definitely got to let you know.
I got to find my niche. Sorry if this isn't for you. Well, at least we're getting something out of it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, man. I'm having fun.
I feel that the next stage of these needs to be like gaming debates.
Oh,
Like that would be an event and a half.
That's a whole nother level, that is. I can see PlayStation's going through the TV.
People leaving parties and everything and just rage quitting. I'm stressed because this guy is shooting me, and I'm stressed because this guy is just being a twig. No, that would be something. That would be something to behold. Maybe in the future.
Yeah. When that happens, you gotta let me know. But I'm definitely watching that.
Gaming debates coming winter 2020. There we go. Christmas. Yeah, one thing I wanted to touch on actually is, I guess, the whole lockdown thing of doing, because obviously you do like lots of sports. And during lockdown, especially like the early days and not so much recently, but how have you like coped as an organisation through like doing those sports sessions to just suddenly being told, yeah, you can't do those anymore?
Yeah, so that's been a struggle. One of the things that we've tried to do is, instead of us doing the sports, was concentrate on the mentoring. So just making sure that everyone that we've been speaking to before, clients, schools, etc. Oh, I think I just saw a shot go past your head.
Yeah, I feel
I knew it. Yeah, I did.
I've only got a 17 gun.
Yeah, I've only got one as well.
Oh, he's got a sniper. He's got a sniper. I see him.
There's only one of them, so if you flank him.
If I distract him, do you want to go around him? Oh, he's looking at you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me cover. Oh, he's in the storm. Oh, I just realised the storm.
Oh, yeah. Let him die.
Here you go. Do you want a boat? Quick, get in the boat. Get in the boat.
Oh, where is it?
Here. Quick. Oh, no.
Oh, he got me. Oh, he got me.
Carry. I tried.
Mate,
I tried.
That was amazing.
I tried. Yeah, so lockdown, so you focused on like the mentoring side and stuff.
Yeah, so the mentoring side was what we started to focus on then. Because before this, we can't do sports, so let's focus on something that we can actually do. Give the kids a chance and speak to them and just find out how their well-being is.
Yeah.
Luckily, half of the kids were okay. They weren't struggling or anything like that. They had the time to spend with family, and they was really enjoying it. For us, on the other hand, because we didn't have just the sports, we had the mentoring side. We were okay because we still had an income coming into the business. So we still had a healthy flow of income that was able to sustain us as a company. Some of our coaches, because they're casual coaches, they also had other positions as well, so they were also able to keep going in doing their coaching. So no one really lost out. I think it was just the fact that because we couldn't do the sport, something that we really enjoyed doing, it kind of hurt that we couldn't do it. So, yeah, I mean, as you know, on a Tuesday, like down the Salvation Army, we love doing football. That kind of hurt us doing that. So not only that, with doing the mentoring, we were able to fill the void by doing the online gaming with yourselves. As well as doing some Facebook games. So me and my daughter was on Facebook, and we just done quizzes and different competitions and giveaways and stuff, and it was fun. We got to really do stuff together that we never really got to do before. So I'm hoping now that it's kind of semi-lifted, we can continue doing some of those things as well. But also, you know, it'll be good to see people when the whole ban's been lifted.
Yeah. How do you think like lockdown has affected youth work? Because I know like youth organisations have had to adapt, but I get the sense that you've got organisations that are like, right, we're just going to go back to what we've been doing originally, but then you've got some that are like, actually this has opened up. Like for us in particularly, like on us in particular, sorry, there's like this kind of whole concept of online and gaming youth work. And I was kind of embarrassed that I never clocked it before, because youth work is all about like meeting young people where they're at. Do you know what I mean? And engaging with them where they are. And I guess like gaming has always been like, oh yeah, it's a waste of time, and you know, it's what people do and stuff. But there's this whole, it's opened up this whole platform of like, actually, I feel like youth work has missed this, like this opportunity for so long, because we've engaged with like young people who we never would have engaged with before. Do you know what I mean? And built relationships. Like, what do you think about like youth work and online gaming and that kind of thing?
If I'm honest, I think we've all kind of missed the boat with it, just because, and as I said before, it's what we see, because we feel the young people needs to be taken out of their environment for us to give them a chance. I think we've missed the fact that they feel comfortable and will open up if they're not seen. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes if they're not seen, they open up a lot more, rather than being in front of a person who, if they haven't met you for the first time as well, like, don't trust who you are. It's very easy to speak behind closed doors than it is face to face. So I think we've missed a big buck with it, and youth work and mentoring, and especially how we deal with youth is always it's never going to be the same. Just because we now know we can meet you on every single level possible. Do you know what I mean? So I think, so that's where I kind of am with it. But I'm all up for this. This is something that we should have been doing for a long time.
And that's not to say, like, because I've had people say, like, when I've kind of tried to promote online gaming as a form of youth work, it's kind of always like, sometimes I get the impression that I'm arguing that that's all youth work should be, which is not what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, well, it should be added and not a replacement. Does that make sense?
That's what I believe as well. I think it should be added to the current thing you're already doing. Don't take anything away, because if what you're doing is working, then it's working. If you're doing dance or drama or just sitting with young people and speaking, still do that. But understand that this is also another avenue you can explore as well. Definitely. Because young people will respond to you with that. So accept it.
But I just want to thank you so much for this, for just taking time out to talk and share, and also get like kind of personal and stuff, because I know certain things can be difficult to talk about. But thank you for just, you know, being open and sharing that with them, because I know like young people listening will find that really beneficial, and your story inspiring as well. But on the back of that, is there anything you want to plug? Insta pages, online store.
So we've got, to be fair, when you said it, I was like, I forgot all about that. But you can follow us on Instagram. So it's Sports4Kids UK, Sports4Kids UK on Facebook and on Instagram, and on Twitter it's Sports4Kids _. You can also go to our website, which is sports4kids.co.uk, and you can go to our online store, which we've just released some new images and a new line called Travel Gang, which is Sports4Kids, which is the number 4 onlinestore.com. But whether you go to our Instagram or our normal website, you'll see them all there anyway. Oh no, you're down.
I'm dead. Yes. You're mad.
Hey, that's my first save, to be honest.
Careful, his friend might be lurking.
So I'm looking.
He's there. Oh no!
My gun's reloaded!
Well, that kind of ended just on time, didn't it? Man. He's praying for him. Anything you want to plug?
So just the online store. Go to sports4kids.co.uk and you'll see the store on there. Or go to our page, Sports4Kids UK on Instagram, and you can see anything there that we're doing next.
Nice, man. Awesome. Yeah, thanks again, man. I really appreciated that. And
no problem, man. Thanks for having me, man.
No,
this has been
thank
fun.
you. Yes. Smash like, subscribe. We'll see you in next week's episode of, I have no idea what this series is called. We'll come up with a name. But thanks for watching. Hi, thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe. We're a Salvation Army youth centre based in Aston, Birmingham in the UK. We run a whole range of different services and programmes for young people, including after school clubs and drop-ins, sports coaching, mentoring, school holiday projects, as well as nationally accredited qualifications in various art forms, including music production, digital art, illustration, comic creation and loads more. If you'd like to find out more about us, do follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Aston_614, and we're also on Facebook. Thanks for watching, take care.